Hello, beautiful people. I hope you guys are doing well today. Guys, Umushandiki once mentioned that it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Sinya sonke. We are all going through something, okay? Doesn't matter, man. At the end of the day, sinya sonke. So, Pebetsi Matlaila finally revealed that yo guys, she is literally homeless, okay? Taken to her Instagram page, she said, "Yes, I am in a homeless people shelter. Long, complicated story. I figured you should hear it from me first before you hear it from the people around me who keep taking pictures of my kids and I. We will be here for some time until we get back on our feet. How people treat you when you are down and out is insane, but it doesn't remove the fact that I will rise again. My children will have a place they can call home one day. Just the three of us. How your family treats you when you no longer have the breadwinning job is exactly how they will treat your children when you are dead. So save yourself and your children." But at least the children are okay. It's been a tough 3 months. I have been struggling to maintain the rent. I was hoping the book sales would help me break equal, but the sales were not escalating. So here we are. Landlord kicked me out with our furniture thrown outside. I was losing it, probably having a nervous breakdown, and I probably shouldn't have come on social media, but I had to accept my situation and also drive my own narrative instead of what the tabloid will say. I haven't slept in 2 nights. When my kids were sleeping, I was weeping all night. And yesterday was my crashing point. Throughout the day, I had no one to talk to, no one. And all I needed was someone to hear me out. But at the end of the day, everyone has their own problems to deal with, and I didn't want to burden anyone with mine. So, you guys, I'm just gonna put up some clips from Pebetsi, you guys, so that you can hear what she said about her situation, and I just hope that she finds her own place soon, because I'm sure it's really not that nice to be out there with your kids and also people taking your pictures, especially people taking your pictures that can be very, very uncomfortable, and not also asking for your consent.
Hi, hello. I'm here to clarify a few things and iron some things out for those who seem worried or for those who just are trying to figure out what's going on. But most importantly, like I said, I'm owning my own story, and nobody's gonna go tell my story for me or about me, because that's how I remove the shame and that's how I regain my power. So yes, the kids and I are at a shelter, a woman and children's safety house owned by the police department. And so it's very safe here. It's only women and children. Everything is provided for. And they just keep you here until you feel safe enough to get out there if you come from a domestic violence situation. Or you can stay here long enough to get back on your feet. Now, I have been trying to survive for the longest of time with the one job that I have, which is my radio job. However, it's been difficult to find other jobs. Right, and then secondly, why don't I just stay with friends or with family members? I don't like to overburden people. Besides the fact that I don't know how to ask for help, I also don't want to overburden people. I get a lot of questions like, why don't you send kids to your mother's house in Limpopo, let them live with their grandmother while you try and find your way back right here in Joburg? My mother does not even live in the town that I come from. She works outside of that town. She only comes home or to her house on weekends and holidays. And honestly speaking, my mother has sacrificed too much already for me and my children. And so much so that even other family members are looking at me as a leech, that I am sucking my mother dry. So I'm trying to do this on my own without the help of my family and without burden. I knew very well that when I separated with my ex, I went from a 2-income household to a 1-income household and then to a no-income household. And so things were very challenging, and I knew I was going to be inconvenienced because of the decision I made. I made a decision to leave him after 9 months of matrimony. Wait. And I knew I was going to be inconvenienced, but I did not know it was going to be this hard. I had no idea that 3 years later I'd still be enduring the consequences of my action. But it was my action to take. That's why I don't want to overburden people, you know. And I do have one very special lady, very dear to my heart. She always pulls through for me. And I still need her in my corner. So I don't want to overstay my welcome. Okay, and then for those who are concerned about where to from here, what are you going to do now? Well, listen. To my surprise, this place offers you stability, and it offers you a safe place to be in until you get back on your feet. And so I'm going to stay here for as long as I can to accumulate enough money to move into a home for my children and I. Why did you end up here, Nolo? What happened to where you were staying? Because of not having a job, like a 9-to-5 or something that sustains me, it was very difficult for me to maintain rent. On top of maintaining rent, my mother was the one who always had to pitch in the other half of the rent for us to live. And last year at some time, last year October, I took the money for rent to print the books, hoping that the books would have sold and I can repay the landlord. So October, November, December. By December, she was hurtful and she kicked me out. She kicked me out and put my things out in the open. I did have some people help me with storage. My furniture, my clothes and everything are scattered in people's houses. Why didn't I get a job since I have qualifications? I have a degree in psychology and I have a diploma in teaching. My diploma cannot be completed because I am still on financial suspension. I registered it on debt, and now that I wrote the exams and everything, I cannot go register with CEDA unless I hold the qualification in my hand. And once you register with CEDA, only then can you be qualified to teach in any school. So I'm stuck in that department. In terms of my degree in psychology, all the places I tried, like to be a social worker, to work in the HR department, because I did industrial psychology, where we take care of the well-being of workers in an environment. Mom, right? It's yours. You can have it. Thank you. So I've been finding it very difficult. Next question, Nolo. Why can't you get any other job then, like work in a corporate environment as admin? Why can't you actually figure out a way to be financially sustained? I honestly thought writing my book was going to be my source of stable income. Obviously, I'm not business-minded. That was not a calculated move to make. So, yes, I do work on radio, but, it's not a lot. I do weekend shows only, so it's not a lot. Have